What up? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mo.J. We're locked in. This is episode 9 of Ready to Love. And we know last week we ended off in the elimination round. We had Ron and David, but we didn't get to see who was eliminated. They left us on the cliffhanger. So I don't really have that much of an intro for y'all this week because I know y'all want to know who gets eliminated. So before we get into that, shout out to the notification gang. If you're new to the channel and be a part of this, hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bell so you get something every time I upload. Hit that like button. It's the easiest thing you can do. Now, we know David and Ron, they on the hot plot. We seen David going in. Him and Liz are going back and forth. We seen Ron talking to Alexis, telling her, oh, you ain't got nothing on for me. So I know I'm not going to hold y'all up too much longer. Let's jump right into it. This is episode 9 of Ready to Love. Just like how we left off, there's no conversation going on here. Liz is trying to explain, this is why we felt like you're not ready for love. And David, he's not trying to let her get any words in. He's just talking and talking. Oh, no, Liz, no, listen to me. So what she's saying is, look, you're supposed to be a gentleman. Let me talk. And David, he's just not going for it. What he's doing, in Liz's words, is he's quitting and not taking accountability. So, you know, you go in there into your boss's office and they're like, yeah, we've been going over your stuff. And they're getting ready to fire and you just say you quit and you walk off. That's what David did. And it's always better to quit before you get fired because you still get your benefits when you quit. I will say that these two, they're a little too old for the actions that they're going through. Now, I don't know what they're going through in life, but David, he's walking off talking about no questions. I'm really here for love. She may be here for love. We're just not at the same place at the right time. But I think they could have easily talked this out as adults and actually had a conversation to see where each of them were coming from. At least David's standpoint was he's leaving. He's not about to get embarrassed or exposed or whatever you want to call it on TV. And I could see that. But me personally, I would have been like, okay, nice, thank you. And then I would have left. And Liz, she was kind of disappointed in that because these two, they did have an actual connection. At one point, at least, we all thought. Last week, we seen Ron and Alexis. And she felt like he was condescending himself. Now, I know Mr. Ron. I don't know him personally. We interacted with each other once on Facebook in a group chat. But, you know, I don't bring the outside world into the show. I only talk about what's on the show. He's a good man, though. But she felt like he was condescending, saying she didn't have anything to offer. And he was just saying, like, I'm successful. I have things going on. As far as what I see in you, it's not going to benefit me any. And she's just trying to tell him, like, okay, well, you need to watch what you're saying now. But you have to look at people's situations. If someone says you don't have anything to offer them, then you may not have something to offer to them. It's not saying you don't have anything to offer. It's just in his life, his lifestyle, you may not fit in that thing. And he's saying he wants to have fun. Now, Alexis, she has a child, so she's more on the family oriented. At the end, they tell Ron that he's not ready for love and he ends up going home. And this brings Alexis to say, well, that's good because now I get to see that my connection with AJ is the one that I'm actually going to pursue. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a competition. This is a game show. So, I mean, who cares? Just take your L and keep it moving. You always had your backup. Everybody had a backup. Now, one thing Ron did was he spoke on the relation that he had with Amber. He said that he kissed her and they talked all the time. Now, me personally, I don't know why he brought that up. And I would never bring up what I do with another woman, with a woman. Just like if a woman is talking to me about a previous man she was with, I don't want to hear that. That has nothing to do with me. But he did it anyway. But at least they hugged each other and she wished him a farewell, told him to be safe, and that's good. That's what adults do. Even though you have a disagreement, you still make sure that each other's straight and y'all going about your way. Back in our man cave, we got Mr. Tommy. Now, the men, they were looking at it like, oh my goodness. I didn't know it was 2 people going home. Yeah, there was 2 people. So we lost David and Ron. But we have all kinds of twists. We have all kinds of curveballs in this season. So what Tommy is telling the men is, hey, we're going to send you and the ladies off to a little ranch off from the prairie. So you get some alone time with the woman of your choice. So that's good. We get to see more one-on-one action now. And we know what Chris is looking for. He's looking to get his one-on-one time with Amber when he's out there because, hey, good times. And now that Ryan's gone, there's really no competition for Chris. Tommy tells the men, you don't know somebody until you live with somebody. And that's what I always tell people. When you get in a relationship, you should be around them enough that you can see how they are in their living natural habitat. Because when you go visit somebody, you're going to see what they want you to see. But when you live with somebody, now you're like, oh, this is who you really are. But They get to go horseback riding. He says snuggling up by the campfire, some hot tub loving. Hey, sounds like a nice little vacation. The only thing is, some of the gentlemen, they have two people there. And for Jason, we know he has Liz and Kyra. Now, I don't know which way he's going to go. We know the finances situation with Kyra. Not saying she's like blowing all her money, but her ex says she needs to work on saving some of that bread. And we got Liz. She's a little bit older, but they do have a connection and she feels young with him. So it's going to be tough for the young boy. Everybody's showing up. Miss V get there. She talking about, I can't wait to spend my time with Joel. And he in there talking about, yeah, baby. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, baby. We had us a good time, man. This Friday, I'm very excited, people. I have a lot of stuff coming up, but this is going to be an exciting show. Okay, Miss V, she claiming her territory. She said up until this point, her and Joel, they ain't stayed the night with each other. And she's hoping on this little trip they get to. So, you get it started with popping some champagne. Once the champagne gets to flowing, oh, it's going to be a lovely night, hopefully. Jason pulls up and the first person he sees is Miss Liz, and she got on this jean outfit, so everything is nice, compact, and looking good. And he's like, oh my goodness, you're not making it easy for me. Hey, young boy, you got to watch it. She put that thing on you. She's Christian, people. She's not having sex on the first night. I'm just talking. I told you that champagne going, they out here talking about, Chris, show your abs. Joel, show your abs. And everybody like, hey, we about to have a good time this weekend. Like I said, drinks is pouring. You got all the good people here. We got rid of the little riffraff, the people we felt like didn't deserve to be here. And we're down to our last 4 and 4. So it's getting real close to the end here, people. Alexis, she has another interest in AJ. And what she's saying is she wanted to talk to AJ before they actually got to the ranch to tell him about her experience with Ron. And now she wants to confront Amber about it. This is a competition. You're going to see multiple people. Let's be, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to take it as an aggression. You can just talk to Amber. That's all I'm saying. And me as AJ, when you're talking to me about Ron, I don't want to hear about what you and another man did. Ron is gone. Ron is no longer here. I don't care to hear about Ron. Amber and Chris, they're real close. And they've been in communication nonstop. That's why Amber says Chris is in her top. I feel like the reason that this is working for them is because there's no pressure on either side. Neither one of them has high expectations that you have to go above and beyond. They give realistic expectations of each other to where if you're being honest with me and I'm honest with you, then things should work. And I think that's what this relationship is like from what I see. Miss V, she on it. Joel hears him talking. He comes over and she's like, are you secure? He's like, what do you mean? She's like, exactly what I'm asking. Are you secure? And he's like, yeah, I'm secure with my strongest connection. She asks, who is that? And of course, he says it's her. Now, she did mention that Joel makes her feel like she's the only woman in the room. So that's good, because if that's your number one, then you should always give her all of the attention. See, and this is what I'm talking about. Ron told Amber that Joel said Kyra is his number one. Now, we know that he says his strongest connection is with Miss V. That's why I don't do the gossip. You shouldn't be telling other women about what another man is doing. That's my only knock on men. I don't care who it is. If you're a man, you don't talk to another woman about another man, about what he has going on. That pillow talking is dangerous, and it's kind of suckerish. Just like I was saying, Amber calls him out. Hey, wasn't Kyra your number one? And Joel's like, who the hell are you to tell her this? That's my business. And who told you this? That's why men do not talk to women about another man. That is low, is dirty, and it's whack. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's very whack. A man, if he has something to tell a woman, he will tell her. He don't need some other man going behind his back saying it. And that's why Ron is gone now. He ain't standing on his 10 toes. He ain't being a man. You get to losing, you get to running your mouth. I told you I don't know Ron personally, and I think he's a good man from the interactions we had. But when it comes to this, in my livelihood, nah, I don't rock with that. And now you have Amber jumping in. And that's one thing men don't ever want. Some random woman. Now I know they know Amber because of the show, but a random woman that has nothing to do with you two jumping in. Well, why didn't you tell her? And he's like, I was going to tell you. And V said, oh, well, you didn't tell me until Amber brought it up. Well, if Amber minded her own business, I would have got to it when I wanted to. Now, he said they had a miscommunication on the phone, and the reason he picked Kyra is because they got into a situation over the phone that when Tommy asked him, he was just going off of, well, right now, me and V, we don't, you know what I'm saying, we're not seeing eye to eye, so I will leave right now with Kyra. And this is on the man and the woman to have a conversation. You don't need all the outside people. You even got Jason behind sipping his drink because, hey, I ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just listening. That's all I'm doing back there. Ready to Love on the OWN Network is brought to you in part by our sponsors, Seagram's. Now, when I was growing up, Seagram's was just straight gin. Like, I wasn't sipping on it. That thing was hard and nasty. But it looks like they got some flavor stuff here. And hey, come on now. It's time to drink up, people. Alexis and Kyra, they both have interest in Jason and with AJ. So for them, this is tough. And they're sitting there with each other. And Amber's over here kind of poking the bear. Like, what y'all gonna do about that? What y'all gonna do? Y'all both like the same person. And Alexis, she's looking at it. Since Kyra is an attorney, she knows how to answer these questions. She's playing Monopoly. She's setting up questions. So if you give this answer, she'll know how to, flip it. And what Kyra is saying is, I have two guys choosing me, but I don't know which one I'm actually going to go with. But I'm going to choose which one is right for me. So it doesn't matter that I'm getting chose. I'm going to pick the one that's right for me. And I think Alexis sees this and she's like, man, maybe Kyra has the upper hand. It all really comes down to the same thing. Jason and AJ, they both have Kyra on their list. Now, with Jason, he says she's talking to him and saying AJ is there, but he could be an option. And it's the same thing on AJ's side. But we know AJ has a past with her. And I say that if you had a past with her and she clowned you and her friends clowned you, go ahead and just cut that off. Because she's telling AJ the same thing that's happening, vice versa for Jason. She's into AJ and he's trying to show her a different side of him. But she keeps saying that she might want to go with Jason. So maybe Kyra is playing the game here. She's running the game and it's going good. But as a man, I don't care to hear about what you and another man got going on because it ain't got nothing to do with me. All that is playing these two men against each other. We have a double date going on, and unfortunate for Jason, it's Liz and Kyra. Now he's feeling both of them, but he's like, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off because he's paired with Liz and then Kyra's with AJ. And we just heard Kyra was like, oh, yeah, AJ, you're good, but I might go with Jason. And also with Jason, you're good, but I might go with AJ. So Jason wants to know, how am I going to pull this off? My brother, I say stay focused on Liz and let that go that way, because of right now, you and Liz, that might be your safe bet. They got him out here riding horses. Now, I never rode a horse in my life. I rode a camel once at the zoo when I was like 8, but I don't know about riding no horse, man. Joel's in the kitchen. He cooking, got the shrimp over there. They got a lot of food going. I bet it smelled good in that house. I would have came home from horseback riding like, oh yeah, we about to eat good. And I ain't had to cook. But him and Miss V, he pulled her over to the side because he wanted to actually talk to her. We know that the little situation with Amber was brought up about him taking Kyra as his number one. And he's just trying to let her know, I'm here for you. It was just in the moment we had a disagreement. He said they had several, and that's the reason he chose Kyra. But we can see that he's interested in her and he wants her to be around him. And you can tell that she's kind of putting it behind her because she likes to be around him. And you can tell that by the smile. Every time he says something to her, she got that little, yeah, you better act like you care. So you're going to have disagreements. Everything isn't going to be peachy the whole time. On the other hand, though, I see where Miss V is coming from. She wants an apology for this because you could have told her. Now, as a man, when he felt like the time was right, he probably would have got to it. But he's trying to tell her, when we were in that room, everything that was said in there is supposed to be confidential. Ryan isn't supposed to go off running his mouth, but that's how I felt in that moment. You're still my number one. And she's saying, if I'm your number one, you've been my number one since the start. So if there's something that Kyra can provide for you that I can't, then go do that. Why are we doing this? But Joel, he's a man. So it's a competition show. He's just saying, you're my number one. I just said that in the moment. I mean, he does deserve to give her an apology, but also if Amber just minded her business, it would have came out eventually from him, I think, from what I've seen from him in the show. But Miss V deserves an apology for that. And Miss V's right. She deserves an apology for this. And Joel, he's just saying, hey, that was just what happened in the moment. But she ultimately says it's over with. And she says that men, they can't handle what they dish out. But if you listen to me and other men, we don't care what you do with another man. Don't talk to me about what you got going on with him, because I don't care. It doesn't have anything to do with me. We're not in a relationship. This is a competition. I know you're going to be involved with other people. So men, we can handle it, but some can't. Those are the weaker minded ones. Chris is giving him the right advice. Joel, you need to go there, stand your ground, and admit to where you were wrong at. Because what I heard out there, it ain't looking too good for you. It's over with pretty much. So you need to go out there. You need to apologize. You need to fix what you did wrong. And Chris is like, better him than me, because at least I got Amber. Liz and Jason, they get nice and cozy outside. She talking about I'm cold. They get a little close. He rubbing on her now. If you remember, her foot got stepped on by a horse. And he's out there massaging the feet, talking about, I'm going to do all this for you. And for her, she's really enjoying this because he's finally showing that he actually cares and he's there for her. Now, we know the miscommunication and the little clash between her and David. So Jason, he's doing the right thing. He's warming up to her and things are looking good. I told you how Liz got her groove back. Come here. Listen to me closely. From Liz's mouth, Jason makes me feel like a little girl. He makes me feel like a princess. I don't know. So I'm not just saying Liz got her groove back. Jason makes her feel young. She's telling you this. All I'm telling you is what I see. In my dealings with older women, I know how this is. Me and Jason the same age. I've dealt with 40-year-old women, and you make them feel young. They love that. They love that. Ooh, they get the kissing out here up under the stars and the moon. Now, if that ain't romance. Joel then cooked up all this food for everybody. Like I said, it was smelling good when I came in the house. Y'all ain't see me. I was in the back like, whew. But he's actually talking to Miss V, and he's actually getting a chance. He's joking around a little bit, but that's just his personality. He does apologize, and this is all she was looking for in the beginning. Now, he says, I know you may not believe my apology, but I am really sorry about what happened. She accepts the apology because that's all she wanted in the beginning. There's going to be disagreements. You may have said Kyra was your number one. You may have said that you would have left with her. You didn't say she was your number one, but you would have left with her. But you didn't leave with her. You haven't even been entertaining her. All she wanted was that apology to see that it was genuine. And he did that. You heard me? Alexis and AJ, they've been getting close, and of course they had a kiss and things. So you think everything is on the up and up. Now Alexis says, where you were at? I called you, I texted you, I didn't get any response back. First of all, as a man, don't ask me where I've been. We are not together. It is not my job to tell you everything that I do in every day. I'm not a child. I don't have to respond to your text message right when you send it to me. I got text messages in here for 2 or 3 days ago. I haven't even responded to. I get to it when I get to it. Now, she's making a big thing. She even admits that she goes into some situations guns blazing. And from AJ's standpoint, hey man, this is already a situation we went over. I don't want to keep going over this. I don't take every situation and evaluate it and make it bigger than what it is. Now, how Alexis is looking at it is like, nah, well, you stop communicating with me, I know what it is. People have lives. This is a competition. Just because he didn't respond to you doesn't mean his interest is more into Kyra. It's just, hey, he may have had something going on. You can't jump to that conclusion. Now listen to this contradiction. She wants AJ to tell everything, do this, but we hear from her own mouth, her own words. I said I was good, but I wasn't really good. I just wanted to be done with it. So you can't expect somebody to be 100 with you when you're not going to be 100. What you're looking for is what's good for Alexis at this point. You have to look at it from everybody's standpoint. Now, I'm not knocking Alexis because that's what we're here for ourselves, to be honest. But still, if you're asking of somebody else to do something, you have to have the same on your end. I told y'all we got the drinks flowing early. Now, Joel, he done made some more drinks, and I'm talking about he done did everything. He didn't cook. He didn't serve up drinks. I know somebody else better be doing the dishes in here. But they're playing a little drinking games, and they look over at KG Smooth, my dog. Yeah. They look over him. Go ahead and rub her feet for a minute and a half. He's like, who? And they're like, food, Amber's feet. Who else feet you gonna rub up in here? Amber like, okay. Now she's smiling. She says she don't like her feet, but she over there smiling. They got the truth or dare going on, and they actually got Joel and Miss V to kiss each other. That's good. So they over here, at least they're putting it behind. She got that apology, and sometimes that's all you have to do is, hey, I'm sorry for my actions, and I really do wish better for us. And moving forward, I'm going to be more open with you. That's all you got to do. Now you're having fun and enjoying life again. They jam my boy Jason up. They asked Jason, truth or dare? He's like, all right, truth. Who are you feeling more, Kyra or Liz? And he said, oh, that's a tough one. Grabbed his shot, threw it back. And you see Kyra over here like, damn. Now I really don't know. He couldn't even answer it. He didn't answer it because he didn't want to hurt anybody. That's a true gentleman, ladies. He didn't want to hurt either one of the women. Now, there is 5 women and there's 4 guys. So that means we have the upper hand. We can get rid of one of these women. Played it right, Jason, because you have 2 options. They asked AJ the same thing, and he's torn between Alex and Kyra. Now, Amber talking about there's a part 2. I'm really not liking Amber butting into other people's business because she's making it hard. What are the qualities of both? I'm just going to take a drink because that doesn't have anything to do with the rest of y'all. There's 9 of us here. The other 7 people here or 6 people, y'all don't need to know what the qualities are. When I talk to these women individually, I'll tell them what I'm looking for. I don't need to tell the whole room. Shot, please. Now, both of the women, Alexis and Liz, they give their stories of what happened during the elimination. We know that the rough patch with Liz and David didn't go well. Same with Ron and Alexis. So everybody's looking like, damn, man. Them 2 gentlemen, they really went out bad. I'm not going to lie to you. That's all I can say is both of them went out bad. I've been calling Amber out all episode, jumping in everybody's business. Now, when Alexis brings up you kissing Ron, now you talking, oh, man, you couldn't talk to me? Why didn't you tell these women what was going on with Joel and all this behind the scenes? You brought it out in front of everybody. So Alexis did the right thing to get back at you. Now, Miss V said men can't handle what they dish out. Now, look at Amber. She can't handle what she's been dishing out, jumping in everybody's business. Now, your business is out here and you're like, oh, man, what? Yeah, because now you're looking bad in front of Chris. You see how that works? You don't expose other people's business in front of other people. You talk to them directly. Now, I'm always harp on that. And that's just what I'm sticking by. That's just the code I live by. You don't ever put somebody's dirty laundry out there like that. You go talk to them if you have an issue about it. And that's what she's trying to say to Alexis. But Amber didn't do that. She threw all this information out in the street. There you go, episode 9 of Ready to Love. What I want to know, if there's anything that I've spoke on in previous episodes that I was wrong on, or anything in this episode that I was wrong on, hey, type it below. You know I try to respond to everybody. Let's keep it respectable down there. It's all fun and games because this is a competition show. But let me know because, hey, I've been calling it like I see, and that's just how I live. But thanks for watching. I'm Mo.J. If you like the content on the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Thanks for watching. I'm out.
Jimmy on the beat, boy.